Thank you very much, Kriidy, for joining me in that. And now I'm gonna be alone on my side by the looks of it, as we have Spark picking the first map. So he's not playing with Kriidy, he plays together with Sabo Jr. And then they play against Team Trident with Complex and Neumat. So an Australian-New Zealand duo versus India and New Zealand. First map is Bali, a map from Firestorm, a fellow OK boy as well. Has been very quiet around him, so I was like, okay. He's not really an active mapper, but I mean, this map was already a bit older, so that's why it is on here as well. It was built, give or take 2 years ago for the spring 2022 season, and the world record is also from Spark. Then we have Burn It All Down from Superil. Then Sun's Retreat is the second oldest map from Lunas and Curtify. And then last but not least, we have Putumayo and Archetype as the decider and penultimate pick. So there you go. That is the pick phase. So only pick and pick. So no ban phase just yet. And also every match we played up until 3 map wins. And the format is, I mean, you probably are all aware of that format because we have seen it already in the, in just a normal 2v2 format where we gonna play in a so-called, I'm not even sure if this name has a particular name to that if I now think about it, but you have to win, or you have to gain 10 points in order to win a map. And there's 3 different outcomes for the maps or for the rounds itself. There's a draw, which is first and last, or second and third for the respective teams. Both team will get rewarded 1 point. Then there's a victory, which is first and third. So that equals 2 points for you as the winning team and 1 point for the opponent because you just gave up 1 position. And then there's also the ace, which is first and second, which gives you 3 points and the opponent's 0. So that is important to know. And let's go ahead and start with the first match. Of course, definitely an eye here being put onto Sarbo Jr., who just jumped in short notice and is currently also not on the server just yet. Maybe his game crashed, but we still have a small warm-up here on Bali as we're gonna kick things off. And to be honest, I only slept for 1 hour or maybe even less because I kid you not, I couldn't fall asleep. But there's nothing what a shower cannot fix. And I feel ready, I feel hyped about this match. And I want to see how this group stage will look like. It's great to have Trackmania Esports back. There's a lot of events that are happening. So it is very cool to see that. And good that there's so many competitions where like players are just competing in. So it is very, very good to see that. And yeah, this eyesight flick here really rings a bell to me. I have to be honest. I'm currently following Spark for his warm-up run and see what he can do on this map. I mean, he has the world record on 3 out of those maps, and also on Bali, he has the world record with a 47.308, as you can also see on the top. So let's see how that goes as everybody's on the server. So let's go. New Zealand and Australia versus New Zealand and India. Here we go. And let's go into the first round and see who takes the first couple of points, as it is Nomiat and Complex playing against Sabo Jr. and Spark. As we see the first mistake already, Neumat with a respawn by the looks of it and goes into the wall, so he will be out. But Complex gets a really good start and right now fights it out with Spark for that first position. Sabo doesn't get the best line over the part here, so he falls further behind, and it's between Complex and Spark for first position. But Complex came to play, and this could save his teammate, as Trident could get away with this one with a draw. But a very good line here from Spark, has a lot of speed to work with and a better apex, but it's not enough to come significantly closer towards his opponent. And Complex with a beautiful outside dirt line as well will secure the draw. Also 47.80 is a very competitive time. And there you go, we're gonna start things off with a draw. So nothing happened. Neumat with a crash there, of course, but this was saved by his teammate. So let's go into round number 2 and see how that goes. So keep in mind, Sabo Jr. is short notice. I don't know how much time he had. I think only a couple of hours. So it's still good that Antic in that way is playing, and right now it is definitely fruitful because they are on first and second. Complex and Neumann both made mistakes, so it's a kind of free round, even though Sabo Jr. should not catch more airtime like that or eat some gears, but he is saving, but hopefully not too much, so they can realize that ace here. Doesn't gear up, very important there, because he would have lost a lot of speed. But looking good. I think Sabo Jr.'s incentive is just to drive save lines, and he just doesn't want to make a mistake. And this looks good. I mean, he loses a bit of time. Yeah, you can see Complex catching up a little bit, but it is enough for the... Never mind, not for the ace, because Sabo Jr. went for the safe finish and almost got sniped by Neumann there as well. So it is only, quote-unquote, a victory. So, I mean, smart decision there from Sabo Jr., but I think in this way, it's hard, because if he had missed, it would have been another draw. And like this, it is a victory, you know? It's like, I'm not sure, because an ace is so powerful. Maybe it would have been worth it to go for the risky, but I think that's too hard to really tell that. As we see now, the first mistake from Antique's powerhouse, from Spark. So he's out, but comes back all of a sudden, overtakes his teammate, and also can overtake Neumann here. So this could be very important for Antique to get themselves some points here, as Spark gets a really good line over that ice section. But Neumann with a lot of speed. Complex is long gone. He will get that first position. The question is who will get second, who will push it more. Good line from Spark, and T will get a good comeback in. And also a sub 48 from Complex here as well. So good round there for the second position. And it is a victory for Trident. So it's 4-4. And we have a match. I mean, I thought that this will be... as close as it is right now, because Antique in general looked very strong, that duo. And now we have Sabo in there, and I mean, he performs really well, so let's see how that goes. I mean, the incentive definitely has been met from him, because he's just trying to not make mistakes and relies on the mistakes from the others. And right now he's on third, he's doing his homework. And Spark is on first, so they could get a victory here if it stays like that. Neumann tries to push. Oh, that ice slide looking good. Gets the snap. But I think not the right gear, so he loses half a second in exchange. So Spark leading, and Spark will get that first position. Neumann also named the risky. Oh my god, that was very close. He almost didn't make it. His back end actually hit the finish line due to the rotation, so that was quite lucky. Could have gone way wrong, or it could have gone like a lot wrong there in this sector, but it was eventually him getting that second place. So lucky for him, but sometimes that's what you are in need of. As we go into the next round here from the POV of Spark, currently on that last position. So very good overview over the playing field. And Sabo Jr. again struggling with that transition, as he's falling more and more behind there. Neumann and Complex leading the round, as Spark gets a good line, maybe catches up a bit to Neumann. No, with a good line he can maybe even snipe that first position, but he at least needs to get past Neumann, and he does so indeed in this round. Complex is so far ahead though, plays really well in this match so far, and also doesn't crash the outside. And Complex will make it with another sub 48. Neumann gets third position by a hair. Sabo Jr. on fourth, and it's 7-7. Both teams with track points, but both teams also still have to find their first ace. So let's go. Antic versus Trident. Let's go into the next and maybe last round if either of those teams can find an ace. And right now it is really looking good for Trident, for the red team, because already one player has fallen behind, but now Neumann also with a mistake. Spark was the first player to drop on the blue team side, but Neumann crashes a bit harder than Spark, and now Complex has to win this round in order to force a draw. Neumann with a respawn here as well, so he's behind, and you can see his feed being filled with respawns, 4 to be exact, and he will not play a significant role in this round. Complex leading the round still, and we'll clock in probably another sub 48. No, he touches. Spark has more speed. Will Sabo go for the risky? No, Sabo's too far away, but still it will be the victory. And this one point that they get out of that one is so important. So Antic has 9 points and has track point now and only in need of a draw to close it out. So very important. Looked like a good line though, but I mean those outside lure lines are deceiving. It's sometimes very hard to judge them. As someone who has most likely played those kind of turns, you know what I'm talking about. For me, after 15 years of experience, it's very, very hard to do those turns. And all that Antic is in need of is a first position from Spark. And it is Neumann already behind, so Sabo can save a bit, but I mean, he lost a bit of time, and now Spark with a mistake. So the tables could turn here, but Neumann again with a mistake there, and he respawns. And I think this could be all she wrote, because Neumann is 5 seconds behind. And they just have to save it, and this will be the first map done for Antic. And this is looking good. They can go safe finish. Surely nothing will happen now, right? Surely everything will be fine. And they even go oh my god, Sabo, what are you doing? Oh no. Just go safe finish. Okay, saved. Whew. I'm not sure why he went risky, because I mean, he went for the safe finish in a lot of more like different instances, and now he went for the risky. So I don't know. I mean, they got away from that, but that was definitely an unnecessary call to go for the risky if you didn't feel comfortable with it after all. But well, sometimes you are a bit smarter after that, after you committed to that, right? All right, let's go to the next map. We have Burn It All Down. And we have one more warm-up before we start with a match. I think this could be an exciting series. Also due to the factor that Sabo Jr. came in short notice, of course. But Neumann and Complex looking really strong. I think what they had to work on the previous map is the consistency. But I do think it's completely fine. So you want to get top 2 in your groups. There's 3 teams in your groups, and then you qualify. And top 3 will qualify to the main event, so that's important. Also here, nice ending, not really risky stuff to it, so just a nice multi-stab map by Superl. And let's go. So good luck to the teams. It's 1-0 in favor for Antic, and Trident has to answer already, else it will be the match map after that. But it's too early to say that. As we go into the first round of map number 2, Sabo Jr. with a slight worse start than the rest of the field, but look at that, Neumann and Complex with a good start, but Neumann with a mistake. And now Spark and Sabo Jr. having the slight upper hand because they are in control. They have 2 players in the top 3, whereas it is only Complex left for Team Trident. And it's also a great line from Spark, from the Indian player, overtaking and getting a lot of speed out of that corner here as well. Looking really good. Great fight between Spark and Complex. And it is Complex a bit further behind. Goes for the outside line. Can maybe snap it in the end, but it will be very hard for him to do so because there's nothing really to gain time in the end. And also Sabo Jr. getting 3rd position. So Complex has to live with that 2nd place and only secures 1 point for his team. So Neumann, you can see it here, 75% crashes and 0% top ones. Sabo Jr. has 100% crashes, but that's due to the fact that I think it has to be 1 or 2, I think 2 seconds behind the winning time. Oh my god, what is happening here? Neumann and Complex both just on the side of the track. The only player who has survived is Spark. So a lot of things have happened here. And this looks to be a clean round for Antic, as they are both quite far ahead. And Sabo Jr. has to save it in order to just get that point. But there's not too much to catch up for Neumann, as Sabo Jr. is, yeah, like he just has to drift. And it's hard to lose 1 second in a drift unless you crash. So there you go. It is the ace for Antic. And this already applies a lot of pressure onto Trident. So that's the first ace of the series. putting Antic a tremendous step closer to their second map win. That's too early to tell, of course, because Sabo Jr. with a first mistake. And Spark also lagging a bit on my end, but now it is good again. So he is currently in the fight for first position. And Complex also has something to say for a good approach from both players. Neumann on third gives us a very good overview of the battle here. Also great entry into that pretty weird but nicely built plastic section from Superl. And Spark still leading, but Complex pushing. Very good line there. Who's gonna get it? It is Complex with a mistake though, so Spark will defend this attack from Neumann and Complex after both of them have made a mistake in that previous round. So it's 6-2 and a draw. So Antic coming closer to that 10-point threshold. And also sub 50, that is a good time indeed. It's a great job there. But also was a strong round, but Neumann and Complex could just not live up to the pace there from Spark that he has put to the tarmac or to the dirt the last couple of sectors. So now we have Sabo Jr. with a good start, half a second behind. Eats a lot of the penalty surface though. Complex and Neumann on second and third. So Spark again saving the day by the looks of it, in the lead again, and this could be map point after that. If Spark just gets either first or second place, he will at least secure 1 point for his team. And this looks really good for even getting that first position, because Complex is too far behind, but that is both players with good times. 50-second low, and also Sabo with a new PB, only 1.3 seconds behind, and that is a nice time from him as well. So another draw, second in a row, good round all along, only 1.3 seconds between first and last. And let's jump into the next round. Track point for Antic. Trident has to preferably answer with an ace. And I mean, at some points they are in need of an ace. So if Spark just gets second or first position in all of the next 3 rounds, it will be over. It doesn't matter where Sabo finishes. Spark just needs to get first or second. And I think he's aware of that. And also Neumann now with a mistake. Sabo Jr. coming closer. So that's the fight that we are focusing on right now. It is now a mistake from Spark. So Sabo Jr. can save the day. But this is not a good line. Will not have a lot of exit speed. But where is Neumann? Neumann can snipe it. Sabo Jr. can save the day. It's so close. Sabo Jr. will get it. It's 100th of a second. But Sabo Jr. definitely did his homework here. So super important that he stayed ahead and gets that point, because an ace is just so overpowered. 2-1 versus 3-0 is such an important gap that you want to avoid at all cost, and Sabo Jr. just did that. Was able to just defend, or like just rely, that Spark can rely on him after he has made a small mistake. So it's 8-5. Trident of course caught up, but they're still in need of an ace if they want to win this map. Oh, we see 2 mistakes from Neumann and Sabo Jr. Neumann with a respawn, so Sabo Jr. still ahead. Oh, and this could be over because Spark and Complex positions look to be set in stone. Spark with a good lead and will go into the wall. Great job. So Spark again throwing it away here, and it will not over just yet. It will only be a draw. So I don't know what is happening, but yeah, that was unfortunate, and it is 9-6. So another draw and another track point. So one could say stalling for content, right? All right, next round. Trident in need of an ace, and right now it's looking really good also because we see Spark making a mistake. They know that they could have closed it out there already, so that was an unnecessary mistake, but in a high pressure situation it's always easier said than done to not make mistakes. But Complex and Neumann are ahead, and they could go back into the tied situation. It looked so good for Antic all along, But it was a bit shaky in some sectors, and now it all just seems to fall apart again in this round. And there you go, it will be 9-9 Spark. No way. No way, dudes. No way. No, dudes. Dude, this match feels like this match feels like that's how I felt when I woke up after my 1 hour of sleep. Oh god. Oh man, that was something. All right, so Antic goes into the lead. It's 2-0, and now it's Sun's Retreat as the next map. You can also see the overview here, the beautiful alignment of the sun there through the finish. So that's very cool. Very creative approach, actually, to be honest. So you love to see that. Wow, what a I can still not believe that. That is crazy. Like, what just happened there? So let's go into the map and see how that goes. Spark also has the well record on this one. So let's go into the next map. So first clip already happened. Clip it and ship it, right? Right, you actually shaking in the chat. And what does that do with Trident? I mean, it was their pick and they lost it. And I think they certainly could have taken it home. And Sabo Jr. and Spark also had some shaky rounds happening, but they didn't give up in this last round and eventually got themselves that 1 point that they were in need of. So interesting to see that, and let's go. So I'm hyped, and I think this is already a good first match to start things off with, right? Very, very nice. Yeah, this map looks familiar because it was played in a previous season. This map was played in winter 2022. Those are past AOTC maps. Just great to see what the APAC region has built up. It's very, very nice. So you love to see that. And let's go into the first round because Spark has a good start. But look at Neumann as well. He's in there, but I think Complex lost the gear by the looks of it, or didn't have the best amount of speeds. But he's still in there, so didn't lose too much with it, and now crashes into the wall. So it will be Neumann versus Spark, and maybe even Sabo Jr. can overtake Complex in the ending. But it seems like this will not be the case as we approach the last sector of the map. We only have a couple of seconds to go with. And Spark looking strong to win this round with a good time as well. Let's see what it will be. Will it be the first sub 1 minute of this match as he goes into the finish and traverses it with a 59.82. So that is a good time. Sabo on 4th, and it will be a draw. But still, Antic, it's their pick. Spark looks strong. When will the first mistake happen from Normat and or Complex? Following Sabo Jr. in this round. He's a bit further behind already, but not too much, just waits for his opponents to crash as Neumann and Complex both didn't make mistakes. Neumann with a different line there by the looks of it, but still didn't look so bad. As Sabo Jr. goes for the attack, but it's not enough. So good round here. No one really crashed into anything. So that is very nice. And let's go into the fight for first between Complex and Spark. Sabo made a mistake. Spark with a good amount of speed. You could see he tried to avoid the penalty service as much as possible. Going close there to the wall, and Sabo's teammate Spark will win another round. And this could be another sub 1 minute time. Look at that, 59.78. So that is another faster time even. Sabo Jr. also crosses the finish line, but only on last, so it's the second draw in a row. 2-2. Let's go into round number 3. On the third map, this could be the last map. You need to win 3 maps in order to win a sub match. So let's go. Complex had to release. Sabo again is behind. And here looks like that the short notice kind of was a bit more impactful than on the previous maps. Even though Sabo Jr. has a good line there, overtakes Complex and is on a great run. Neumann with a lot of speed though, coming a bit closer towards Spark. And also a good line from Sabo Jr. Oh, into the wall, into a nice bug slide. Will result into a crash, so this it will be another draw by the looks of it. Interesting input there, that it like resulted into a bug slide there. And well, Spark will get another first position. And Neumann and Complex are on second and third. And another sub 1 minute time. So it's 3-3. Still everyone's game on this map. But so far, Neumann and Complex can just rely on one mistake from Spark, which could happen, and then it could result into an ace. So those things can happen very quick. Can lose around very, very quick. Neumann and Complex as well. I mean, if they do one mistake, Sabo Jr. will also be there and can punish that, you know? He wasn't that far behind, but I mean, you can see his crash rate. That means how far behind he is that first position. Means that he is lacking the pace due to the short notice, of course. And now he crashes again. So this was a real crash, and Neumann and Complex again are chasing Spark, who does fantastic on this map. He plays really well. And now Complex tries to catch up towards Spark. Good fight for first position. Good line from Spark, but also Complex coming closer. But I think there was a different line in this sector where Spark just goes very, very much wider and has a better approach for that sector, and he's again leading, but again so close there to the wall from Spark, from the Indian player, and he will once again win it, even though Neumann has more speed, but it will not be enough. It was 0.04 of a second, and that is the fourth draw in a row. So very close line there from Spark in the end, in that drift before the left turn, but he was able to stick it. And he gets himself another first position, the fourth one in a row on this map. And gets another great start. I mean, Antic has to rely on a mistake from Trident to win this match. And as long as Trident stays ahead, imagine we have a stalemate now, that where we have like 30 rounds being played, and it will be 30 draws in a row. Because just everyone just copy-pastes their run and nothing will happen. Imagine that, because this looks to be like another draw. Complex and Neumann are behind. And Spark now with a different line had to readjust a little bit. So Spark and Complex is getting a bit close to that fight. But Spark again has a great line in the end and will get another first place. There you go. Oh my god, Neumann crashes, and that is the mistake that they were in need of. Sabo Jr. waited patiently behind and gets that third position, and it will be a victory and not a draw. So it's 6-5, and now Antic just has to do it 4 more times. Or rather, Spark. But I mean, last time when he was in that situation, he was XCD shaking. So I hope this time he will not make a mistake. He looks absolutely fantastic on this map with a great win rate. I mean, in general, he has a 63% win rate on this match so far. 100% win rate in those 5 rounds here. And it is Spark leading yet again. Sabo Jr. is behind, but it doesn't matter. Unless Spark gets first place, everything will be fine. Complex is on second. Great line though from him. And Spark tries his best, but Complex overtaking Spark with more speed. Complex had a little bit of airtime, but also a great line here. Spark going a bit more inside, goes for a nose side here, as you can see. Complex with a bit more speed, and Complex can snipe it in the end. Oh, it will be so close, but again, it's a crash. And Spark stays ahead because Complex slightly hit the finish and lost speed due to that. It is another draw and match point for Antic. What a hectic first match. What is happening? I definitely wasn't expecting that. What a great match we are witnessing already, guys. Let's jump into the next one. Spark again leading. As always, as per usual. And Sabo Jr. on last. Neumann and Complex. Well, they are again chasing down Spark and trying their best, but right now he just looks unstoppable. Could be the 7th consecutive win for Spark. Oh, but that was again a very risky line, and now Complex clipping. Complex with a mistake. Sabo catching up. Neumann with a mistake as well. What is happening? We have 2 mistakes, and this could be all she wrote. If Spark survives the ending and Sabo Jr. as well, this could be a very surprising victory already. We see Sabo Jr. with okay speed, and this will be enough. There you go. Antic will take it. It's 3-0 against Trident, and a short notice Sabo Jr. plays very well. That is it. Wow, who would have thought that? GG. What a round that was. My god. Antic, after like just a stalemate situation on this map, winning just 5 points in the last 2 rounds. So that is, or like in 2 rounds. So that was very good. Great job.